All right, I'll call the meeting to order, and this is a public hearing with regards to zoning amendment bylaw number 1917 of 2022. Just by way of how public hearings work, and I guess I'd ask staff if we have some people on Zoom, because I see a lot of our delegations on Zoom, but do we also have some of the public on Zoom?
Yes, we do.
Okay, super. Okay, then for those on Zoom and those in the gallery, I just want to go over how public hearings will work. The public hearing is convened so that council can hear from any members of the public who are interested in the particular zoning or bylaw that's the subject of the public hearing. The council members may ask questions of those who are doing the presentations, but I want to remind council, because we haven't had a public hearing in a long time, the questions are for clarification only, and you may direct questions to staff if there's a point of clarification needed from staff, but it is not a debate and it's not a back and forth. And so it will be at the discretion of the chair whether or not the actual questions will be allowed. At the public hearing, any person present who believes that his or her interests are affected by the proposal should be given an opportunity to speak. However, it's important that all who speak at this meeting restrict their remarks to the matters contained within the bylaws. No one will be or should feel discouraged or prevented from making his or her views known, again, with respect explicitly to the bylaw. Those of you who do wish to speak concerning the proposed bylaw will be given an opportunity as we go through the agenda. And now, because we're doing this mixed format, we've got a few ways of doing this. So I'm going to be asking for verbal submissions from the gallery first. So the individuals in the gallery will come up to the presentation table. You have to make sure that your mic is turned on so you see the red ring on, and you will state your name and your actual address, and you should know that that name and address will appear in our public records. Then we will go to the Zoom chat, and I will ask for individuals there. And again, if you liven your mic and if you wish to liven your video so that we can see you in the council chambers, again, you will state your name and address prior to giving us your representation. And then do we also have the conference line open as well?
They should be able to conference through Zoom.
Okay. So it'll be through the same platform, but with no video. It'll just be voice over the Zoom platform. And again, the same thing, I'll ask you that. So I'll be going gallery first, Zoom video feed second, and then those calling into Zoom. After the public hearing is concluded, and I will ask 3 times at the end of that, and I must ask all 3 times but prior to closing the public hearing if anybody else has anything else to say. After the public hearing is concluded, council intends to review the Development Services Manager's recommendations at a future council meeting. During the course of the public hearing, please remain quiet, regardless of whether you're in favor or opposed to any particular application or argument. This allows those whose views may differ from yours to feel free to express themselves in as impartial a forum as possible. And of course, council members will not be able to hear representations about this matter post this public hearing. So with that, then we'll go through how the notices have been given and the requirements for us to make sure the public is aware that due notice was given. So Ms. Hartley?
The notice of public hearing was advertised in the Quesnel-Cariboo Observer on February 16th, 2022 and February 23rd, 2022. It was posted in the City Hall's public posting areas as per Section 466 of the Local Government Act. The notice of public hearing was mailed out to properties within 100 meters of the subject property of Bylaw 1917 on February 10th, 2022. And a sign was installed on the subject property on February 16th, 2022. Proposed City of Quesnel zoning amendment bylaw is enclosed in the agenda in its full capacity. We've also attached the Director of Development Services report that was presented at the January 18th, 2022 council meeting. We do have one written public submission that was received yesterday. The person who submitted it spoke directly to the Director of Development Services and said that their questions were answered, but that they would attend tonight's meeting, and if they had anything else to state, that they would do so tonight.
Great, thank you. Just a reminder to members of the gallery, we're under the public health orders, and so there is a requirement to wear the masks in the public gallery. Even though we have ours off, we are meeting the social distance requirements, and we're all in behind the plexiglass. So again, that's public health orders and WorkSafe BC orders that are imposed on us as an institution. So with that in mind, are there any further comments from staff, Director of Development Services, or Ms. Hartley before we proceed to the gallery? So I'll make it available to those members who are here in the gallery. If you can come up, and of course, when you're making the presentation, you may remove your mask. Come up and have your time at the mic. Okay. Seeing no one, okay. Then I would like to go to the Zoom. Now, do the individuals on there have the ability to unmute themselves, or are you in control of that?
This one I'm not in control. It's saying ask to unmute.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the first for us using the technology for a public hearing. So please do bear with us.
Cambo, do you hear me?
Yes, I do.
Okay, now's your opportunity to speak for the public hearing. The mayor will give you some instruction.
Yeah, if you could state your full name, please, and your residential address.
Yeah, it's Glenn Boudreau, 3571 Gook Road.
Okay. And the floor is yours, Glenn.
Okay, yeah, I just was tuning in to see what the plan was. No questions at this time.
Great, thank you. Do we have the capacity, Ms. Hartley, to have people speak to you via chat if they wish to make a representation?
They do.
Go ahead, Director Turner.
Mayor, I would just recommend that we just go into each one and say, ask them if they have require
Okay.
anything, and only if they require, do we ask them name and ask
Okay.
them to respond.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to activate your mic, and however you're represented by name there, you don't have to actually identify yourself. You just have to let us know if you wish to speak or not. I think in the future we may want to give some direction that they could use a chat function or something to let us know, because if we get a long list of people who are just watching, then this is not ideal. So go ahead and see if anybody wishes to speak.
The next participant is Diana Bark. Oh, sorry, that's not for this. Marissa?
Hi, I have no comments right now.
Thank you.
And then Robert Magali
Yes, I have no comments at this point.
and Sheila. I'm not too sure if that's
No,
Northern Health. as
Northern
well.
Health.
Okay, so those are the extent.
Okay, great. And we would see if somebody was on here by phone, right? We would just see the phone
phone
symbol?
number, yeah.
Okay. So then I'm going to go and to my 3 times asking to make sure that no one else wants an opportunity to speak. So for the second time, is there anyone wishing to speak to this bylaw in this public hearing? And for a third and final time, then please come up. Yep. Yeah, either one of those, that's a good one, sure. Just, yeah, have a seat there. You may sit. Yeah, it makes it easier for the mic to pick you up. So there's a little button, press the button, you can see the little speaking symbol. And if you could pull the mic towards you.
Hello.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. My name is Don Gook, and I reside at 3741 Gook Road.
Thank you.
My question is, in looking over the city staff report, in the summary section, I think I'm just trying to relocate it again. It mentions that the applicant wants to subdivide into 9 lots. And it says that it won't have the sources for city water. They have to be drilled, a well system. It also then gets into saying the lots will have the community sewer system. And I would like to get some clearing on that as to exactly what that community sewer system is.
Okay, is that your question?
Yes.
So Director Turner?
Thank you, Mayor. It's proponent. This question is just for clarification. It's obviously the Cariboo Regional District Sewer System that services the entire area within the city of Quesnel, the entire Gook Road area within the city of Quesnel.
Now, okay, thank you. What would that involve the homeowner to do?
Again, Director Turner, and it wouldn't be the homeowner, it would be the developer as they develop the lot, right? So.
Partially it'll be as each lot is developed, it'll be covenanted onto each property. They will have to hook up to the system like anybody else would have to hook up to the system with respect to with the regulations of the Red Bluff sewer system in that area.
Okay. That's, would the developer have to provide a sewer system to that property that is sold? Or would it be the purchaser of the property having to make an application for the sewer?
It'll end up being the purchaser of the property. The proponent is working with the Cariboo Regional District to make sure that the sewer system is available and it can service each of these lots. That will be clarified prior, but each lot as they develop and each home as it develops will eventually do the connection.
To the existing Cariboo Regional District sewer system, not a separate sewer system.
Okay, yes, I see that a permit would have to be taken out by the purchaser of the property. Is that not right?
For connection to the system, correct.
Right. Can you explain that system that is there currently?
So that would be beyond the purview of this. You're welcome to get some information. Director Turner could provide you with that, or speak directly to the CRD and they can give you that information. This just simply makes sure that the due diligence for that connection will be a requirement and will be done as part of the subdivision.
Yeah, okay. My understanding as a resident there on Gook Road, and was at the formal meetings with regards to the expansion of the Red Bluff sewer system. There was an explanation. They explained a system. They explained a system to the owners or the properties involved in the asking of that extended sewer system, right?
As the mayor said, that's kind of beyond
Yeah.
this meeting.
okay.
And this, absolutely, we can provide you with the resources to get more information on that.
So really, for this meeting, the real question is, will there be due diligence around the connection to the sewer system? And yes, that's the answer. There will be due diligence, and the proponent has to be working with the Cariboo Regional District. It's one of the criteria that we have for the subdivision to go ahead, is that they're going to have to get that box ticked off. If you want to understand this, the impacts on the system and the loading on the system, then we can make those arrangements for you to have that conversation.
Yeah, well, that's right. I was concerned. I'm concerned because we were told that any future developing in that area, on the installation of what they put in would have to be, would require a different sewer system or a full system.
Yeah, so again,
I just say.
we're
I'm
beyond the
concerned
purview of the
about-
public hearing, but it is a question. So
Yeah.
very quickly, the Racing Road area is trying to get on to the Red Bluff system. There's potential developments in the commercial area. So the CRD is going to be starting a review of the Red Bluff system, but it's beyond the purview of this. This hearing is about connecting to the system and whether due diligence is going to be undertaken, and the answer to that is yes. The developer is going to have to tick that box prior to this proceeding. Go ahead, Director Turner.
And just to fully confirm, the developer has already confirmed that there is capacity for the development, the density of development that's being proposed, and that and they are aware of the type of system they will have to put in on each lot.
Okay?
Yeah, okay, and then what size of the lot? So what is the minimum size of a lot?
Sorry, that's all within the development. All of these lots well meet the minimum lot size of the CR1 zone.
Any idea? How many?
The lots are from 0.95 acres to 1.69 acres.
Good, thank you.
Great. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Russ Pomeroy, 3731 Gook Road.
Sorry, Russ, can you just pull it closer to you so that you actually get picked up? There we go.
Good enough now? Okay. Just a couple of
Because it didn't pick up, you have to say your name and address again.
okay, Russell Pomeroy, 3731 Gook Road. I've previously talked to Tanya about this, and she did answer most of my questions, but I just wanted to bring it up at the meeting so there's a little clarity around it. The 9 lots will somehow reduce our costs per year. Right now, we're paying, I don't know, roughly $2,100 a year for 40 years. The 9 lots, I'm assuming, are going to reduce some of our costs or the term, and I'd like a statement on that.
Director Turner?
Thank you. As discussed, that will be through the Cariboo Regional District because this was done through an improvement district, that sewer system, right? So there would have been a cost employed with that sewer system, and any new additional lots on there ought to be putting into that, or will be, as they develop, be putting into that system, and then reducing the cost like any improvement district that we've ever done. Yeah.
But again, it's not city council. It would be through the Cariboo Regional District.
Okay. And going back to one of Don's questions about the sewer upgrade, you were saying the contractor is responsible for the sewer upgrade?
So that was an error. It's part of the development. Director Turner stated it correctly, so I'll let Director Turner to restate that.
Okay.
Excuse me, if you can just repeat the...
Just with respect to who would be responsible for the tie-in, not a sewer upgrade, but the tie-in to the sewer system.
So as each property develops, as a house develops, they will be responsible for the tie-in. As you know, there's some options there with respect to connecting to the system, and they will work with the CRD for connection. The main line's in, it'll be just a connection to the existing lots.
Okay, the present system, because of the way it's designed, I'm hooked to it. I have a pump and a pumping tank. So I'm wondering if every one of those 9 lots will have to have a septic tank and a pumping tank and, of course, a line to the road.
Again, for the purposes of this hearing, there's an assumption that that work will be done with the Cariboo Regional District to tie those lots in appropriately as each one of them gets developed. So Director Turner, go ahead.
And I can confirm the CRD is involved and in discussions, and they are working with the proponent, and that all of the, not only will all of the developments have to tie in as they go, we can't say exactly how the tie-in because technology changes obviously, but with that system currently, that will be what's required. And then as it moves down the road, each homeowner, when they develop, will have to put in that system.
Okay, thank you. The environmental area, Tanya's already told me that the property is pulled back across the road for the building houses on it. I presume that there's going to be some building restrictions or some what do you call them, codicils or something on the property, so you can't push a wharf out or a thing out into the environmental area.
Again, Director Turner.
That is correct, and that's what we discussed.
There'll be some written rules, right? Okay. The water from the homes, from my understanding, are going to be 9 drilled wells. I understand that the engineer for the city has done a study and said that there's lots of water available. There's not going to pull down the aquifer for the lake.
Yeah, and again, we don't have an engineer. I wish we did at times.
Correct.
So I'll let Director Turner speak to that.
Correct. As we would require in many developments like this, we required a water study. That has been completed. The hydrologist has said that, yes, there is a suitable amount of water for these lots and many others actually with no drawdown.
Okay, because my pontoon boat ends up in the mud right now with the lake levels being a little lower down. Okay. And I asked Tanya this question also. They're going to be lots and not pre-built houses. So there is some rules around, the city rules around what you can build on those lots, right?
Director Turner.
You can build a single-family home, correct?
Yeah.
I think the direct question was, would there be mobiles? And currently in our policy, at this time, there could not be mobiles on those lots.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Russ. We are on third and final, so if anybody has a desire to speak, please do come up. And if anybody's changed their mind on Zoom, because the minute I say we're done, the third and final is done. Okay, I'm seeing no further requests to speak and no one from the gallery. And with that, then we will ask for a motion to adjourn the public hearing. Councillor Paul so moved. Councillor Runge second. All in favor? Any opposed? Carried. Thank you.